Hey everybody. So the first thing that we have to do to get started with Introduction to Digital Photography is create a place where you are going to store your information, store your documents, store your files that I then have access to. What's important to remember about OnCourse, the learning management system that we use at Fredonia, is that it will not accept files that are over 10 megabytes. So if you try to submit a contact sheet for this class or images for this class, they're going to be bigger than 10 megabytes. So I've actually turned off the ability for you to submit files, and you can only submit text. What is that text going to be? That text is going to be the URL. That's this, your address up here of a web page. Your text is going to be the URL of a folder on Google Drive that we're going to set up right now. So if you're not familiar with Google Drive already, most people are, but if you're not, I'm going to show you how to get into it, set up a folder, share that folder with me, and this is how you'll submit for the rest of the course. So the easiest way to get into Google Drive is I'm in Chrome, as you can see here. Chrome is a Google platform, so when I'm using Google, I use Chrome. If I'm working on my Mac and just doing Mac things, I use Safari. I do that the same with software. You know, if I'm going to be working in Illustrator, save things as Illustrator files. If I'm going to be working in Photoshop, I save things as Photoshop files. I always save in the native platform. So Chrome is a Google platform, so I start off in Chrome, but you can do this in any software. Sorry, web browser. So you can open up a new page, and of course when you open up a new page in Google, we've got our 4 blocks right here. Make sure that you are logged in under your Fredonia account. Do not be logged in under your regular Gmail account. So if you have multiple Gmail accounts, make sure you're logged into your Fredonia account. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go here to my squares, and as you can see, all our little Google things that we could possibly need: meeting, Gmail, chatting, and of course Drive. So we're going to go to Drive, and it's going to ask you to log in. And this is where it's really important. Make sure you're using your Fred ID. Do not use a private Gmail if you have it. As you can see, my Google Drive is huge. Yours may not have anything. All organized, nice and neat. I'm very type A, been working with computers for a long time. I speak computer language, so I'm very, very organized. So if you have nothing out here, if you've never used Google Drive ever in your life, you're going to go to New and make yourself a folder. I'm not going to do that because I already have lots and lots of folders, but you're going to go to New and make a folder. Make it for this class, call it ARTS 156, call it Digital Photo, call it Liz's Photo folder, whatever you want to call it, this is your folder. Doesn't matter to me what you call it. I'm going to go into my photography here. I'm going to go into courses here. See how organized I am? Look, by course, right? And this is 156 online. There, I don't have much there, right? I've just got the syllabus that I've created for this course. So I'm going to go into New, Folder, and I haven't thought about what I want to call it. Let's call it ARTS 156 Test, because that's what I'm doing, and create. So inside ARTS 156 Test, I will create multiple folders as the course is going along. So I'll make a folder for each assignment and keep my information in that folder. So your very first assignment, I happen to know, is called Get to Know Your Camera. So I would call it Get to Know Your Camera, shortcut. Now notice that every time I make a folder, the address changes. So you'll notice that this is 91X. If I go back here to the outer folder to test, that's 32L. If I go out to courses, notice every time I go to a new folder, it's got a new web address. What I want you to do is this outer one that you created that you're going to store all the assignments for this class in. This outer folder here, I want you to share that with me. I cannot access it unless you share it. So you click on the folder you want to share, and you go up here to the little person with the plus, which is sharing. And I don't know if I can share with myself, but I'm going to try. At least I come up. See, there's my personal account. I want to make sure I'm not logged into this. Liz Van Verth and I get confused all the time. Liz Van Verth also teaches in visual arts and new media, and she also teaches, in animation. So don't get confused and share with her. Make sure you're sharing with Liz, but make sure you're sharing with, make sure you're sharing with this Liz, right? So you can type in L-E-E at Fredonia, L-E-E-E, it's got a third E for Elizabeth. So L-E-E-E at Fredonia, or type in Liz Lee or Liz Lee, or you can type in Elizabeth Lee. Let's see what happens if that comes up. Nope, I don't come up at all then, even my Gmail. And again, make sure that you are not sharing it with my personal Google. So when this comes up, this 337217, do not share it with that. Share it with my Fredonia email address here. Once you've done that, that then allows me to enter this folder and then see each assignment that you've created for the class. The next most important thing as we get going is when you submit your individual assignments, like Get to Know Your Camera, you are then going to give me, in the text field of the submission, you're going to give me this address. So I'm going to copy that, which is Command-C if you're on a Mac, or you can go up here to edit. I'm going to copy that and show you what I mean by that. So if you had your Get to Know Your Camera assignment done, which would have 3 contact sheets inside this folder, we will get to that when we get to the assignment. You would copy this address. You would come back to the course. I'm going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes when it comes to OnCourse by changing my role to you, which means being a student. So this is how you would see it. So Get to Know Your Camera is already developed. It's already there. There it is. You would add a submission. Go down here and notice that all you can do is put in text. So there you would paste the address. Save changes. And that's how you're going to submit for the rest of the semester. So all of your documents, all of the work that you create, all of the files that you have to submit to me, you'll be putting in a folder. In my case, it's called 156 test, but it could be called ARTS 156 or ARTS 156 digital photo, or it could be called, like I said, Liz's photo class, whatever you want to call that outer folder. And then you'll put multiple folders as we get throughout the semester and load them up here. I will be going over this again, how to submit your contact sheets for this assignment. I will be going over this again and again and again throughout the first few modules so you really get an understanding for it. The most important thing for you to do right now before we really get into the semester, sorry, I'm still in face-to-face mode, before we really get into the course is to, like I said, create a folder, share it with me at this address. That's the most important thing to do right now, and that's all you need to do right now, and we will keep working at it and keep getting familiar with it and understanding it as we progress throughout the course. So that's it for today. Next lesson to come. Bye.